So let's talk about the thing that everybody's talking about, which is the allegiance to either the light side or the dark side. Now, the one thing that I can gather from this is that this film is going to, like Empire Strikes Back, connect our hero and our villain, if we can even call them that, more. I think that Rey and Ren are both going to be questioning where they belong in the galaxy, although I don't think it's necessarily going to dictate upon whether they're going to be light or dark, because I'm getting the feeling that the whole middle ground is really going to be emphasized in these next two episodes.
The whole speculation is she going to turn bad or is he going to turn good? My thoughts are basically that he is questioning turning to the light because of him and his actions from the last film, and she is training with Luke the whole film, basically, I think, and he leaves her because he knows the strength of her is way too much for him to handle, and she doesn't know how to respond to that, so maybe she turns bad. But the only reason I may question that is because they don't seem like they're in the same shot together in the end, so maybe they're not even talking to each other.
There's going to be something subtle about Ren's journey, about his journey for power, because you got to consider this.
For power, yeah, he's about to kill his mom.
Rey is journeying to find answers to questions about who she is. And Ren is also searching to find questions about who he is. But more specifically, Ren is searching for power, and Rey is searching
identity.
And Rey is searching for identity. I mean, I would argue they're kind of both searching for identity, but for lack of a better argument, let's say that one of them is going for identity and the other is going for power. Both of them are going to encounter their sides, like the light side, dark side, Jedi, Sith, the very black and whiteness of how Star Wars works, and they are both going to see that this path is not giving them the answer that they thought. The same reason I think that we don't have such a simple answer to what happens to Carrie Fisher, because that's a big, like, the whole Princess Leia element, I think, is going to come into play with Ren, so his connection with Leia is going to be a really unique one.
That's what I love about it. I think this is the best Star Wars trailer we've ever gotten. If you look at the text itself, like the logo, it's all red, so evil is going to be pretty prominent in this one.
I actually don't think it was a good trailer. I feel like the reason why everyone's freaking out about it is because it reveals a lot, which I do admit it reveals.
We don't know.
In terms of all the questions that we have, in terms of the unanswered questions of The Force Awakens, I don't think Last Jedi is the movie to answer those questions. We didn't have unanswered questions in Empire Strikes Back. That was a twist to reveal. If anything, maybe we'll get one of those. Who are Rey's parents? I don't think we're going to get that in this film, because I don't think it's what's important in this movie.
We do need to find out more about who Rey is. Not maybe her lineage, but who she is, because we find out who Kylo was in the last film.
We need to know who Rey is, but I think, but the thing is, exactly, who Rey is, with all the hard work that they've done laying the groundwork for Rey, she is one of the strongest Star Wars characters that we've seen in a while.
I feel like the film is going to be maybe quicker than Force Awakens, even though it's the longest Star Wars movie we've gotten.
The little bits they show of Finn fighting Phasma, we kind of all figured that would happen, and Poe really desiring to continue to fight the First Order. We kind of knew it was going to happen. So while this does reveal a lot about Rey and a lot about Kylo Ren, I feel like the Resistance itself is still, like, the plot itself is still very much buttoned up, because this clearly shows, if anything, it reaffirms to us that this isn't going to simply be, this is the episode where the character is trained, you know, like Empire Strikes Back is to New Hope. Nothing is for certain in the trailer, even though potential possibilities have been arisen, and I understand why people might not want to watch the trailer because there's too much of it, which I have to admit, there's a lot of information, but that doesn't mean we know what happened.
What I also like is having the question, like, as I said earlier, how is Carrie Fisher going to be portrayed? She filmed everything for 8, but 9, we don't know. So if she's going to die, she may die in 8. I don't think that she's gonna die by her son. I think the only big spoiler is saying Snoke and what he does, maybe. We see him torture Rey, but we didn't see Maz. Thank God.
But it's sort of an oxymoron in a way, in that people watch the trailers to try to get more info on what the film's gonna be about. But all everyone's doing, by speculating, is taking the solidified elements of the trailer and giving as many possibilities to the film as if you didn't see the trailer at all.
I think that people will kind of compare it to Force Awakens because they build such anticipation in their heads, and what's not fulfilled, they're going to leave disappointed, as some did in Force Awakens. And so if they're going to speculate in Last Jedi, it's not going to come true, then maybe you're going to be disappointed. One thing I do want to talk about is the design, and I think the film itself looks different than J.J. Abrams. I love the grittiness, and I love kind of how fast-paced it is. Ice dog creature, I think that's different. I like how we have different creatures in every film. The Porg I'm not that interested in. I'd rather have BB-8. But speaking of BB-8, I think we're having an evil one too. I've seen merchandise around everywhere about that. Force Awakens was original in creating new characters and creating basically new atmosphere for Star Wars, even though New Hope-esque.
Right, well, no, but only the plot, though.
Only the plot, but
yeah.
I do think that now we got that out of the way with. Now we can have some more integration and more development with these characters and what they do, and I think it'll be maybe. I think Force Awakens will be more fun, but I think this will be more dramatic in this new trilogy.
I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm really glad we got this trailer.
We already have our tickets.
But we now just have to wait and see, and I'm sure that we're going to be just as amazed as we were with Force Awakens. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, before you see a movie, check in with us first. Thanks. Bye.